Hey everyone, welcome back to Terramata Farms. Today we're diving into the world of cover crops. These unsung heroes play a crucial role in sustainable agriculture and gardening. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or a backyard gardener, understanding cover crops can transform the way you grow plants. So let's explore their importance, the uses, types, timing, and how to incorporate them into your gardening practices. So what are cover crops? Cover crops are plants grown primarily to benefit the soil and ecosystem rather than for direct harvest. They cover the soil surface, reducing erosion, improving soil health, and enhancing overall agricultural productivity. This practice is not new. In fact, the use of cover crops dates back to ancient agricultural civilizations. Farmers in ancient China and Rome recognized the benefits of planting certain crops to improve soil fertility and structure. So there's many important reasons to use cover crops, but we'll just get into a few of them, a few important ones. Number one, soil health. Cover crops improve soil structure, organic matter content, and nutrient cycling. The roots help to break up compacted soil, allowing for better water infiltration and root penetration of subsequent crops. Number two, erosion control. By covering the soil, these crops protect it from wind and water erosion. This is particularly important during off seasons when the soil would otherwise be bare. Number three, weed suppression. Dense cover crops shade out weeds, reducing the need for herbicides and manual weeding. Number four, pest and disease management. Certain cover crops can break up pest and disease cycles, reducing the need for chemical interventions. Number five, biodiversity. Cover crops provide habitat for beneficial insects and microorganisms, promoting a balanced ecosystem. So there's many uses for cover crops too, but here are the important ones. Number one, green manure, the big one. When cover crops turn into the soil, they decompose and add valuable organic matter and nutrients, enhancing soil fertility. This process, known as green manuring, improves the soil structure, water retention, and microbial activity. The decaying plant material provides a rich source of carbon and other essential nutrients, creating a more fertile environment for future crops. Green manure crops such as clover, vetch, and rye are particularly effective in building soil health and promoting sustainable farming practices. Number two, nitrogen fixation. Leguminous cover crops like clover, vetch, and peas have a unique ability to fix atmospheric nitrogen. These plants form symbiotic relationships with nitrogen-fixing bacteria in their root nodules. Through this process, they convert atmospheric nitrogen into the form that plants can use. When leguminous cover crops decompose, they release this nitrogen into the soil, making it available to subsequent crops. This natural fertilization reduces the need for synthetic nitrogen fertilizers, lowering costs and minimizing environmental impact. Number three, grazing. Cover crops can be used as forage for livestock, providing an additional benefit to mixed farming systems. Grazing cover crops offer a nutritious and cost-effective feed source, especially during times when traditional forage might be scarce. This practice, known as integrated crop livestock systems, allows farmers to optimize land use and improve overall farm sustainability. Grazing cover crops can also help manage plant growth, prevent cover crops from becoming too mature, and facilitate easier incorporation into the soil. Popular cover crops for grazing include rye, oats, and brassicas like turnips and radishes. Number four, weed suppression. Cover crops can be highly effective in suppressing weeds. Their dense growth habit and ground covering ability shade out weed seeds, reducing germination and growth. Fast-growing cover crops such as buckwheat and rye are particularly useful for outcompeting weeds. This natural weed control method reduces the needs for herbicides and promoting a more environmentally friendly approach to farming and gardening. Number five, pest and disease management. Certain cover crops can help manage pests and diseases. For example, mustard and radishes release biofumigants when decomposing, which can suppress soil-borne pathogens and nematodes. Additionally, cover crops can break pest and disease cycles by interrupting the life cycles of harmful organisms. This practice, known as crop rotation with cover crops, enhances soil health and reduces reliance on chemical pesticides. Number six, biodiversity and pollinator support. Cover crops contribute to increased biodiversity on the farm. They provide habitat and food sources for beneficial insects, pollinators, and other wildlife. Flowering cover crops such as clover and buckwheat attract pollinators like bees and butterflies, which are essential for the pollination of many food crops. This enhanced biodiversity creates a more balanced and resilient ecosystem. Number 7. Soil moisture management. Cover crops play a crucial role in managing soil moisture. Their roots help to improve soil structure and increase water infiltration, reducing runoff and erosion. During dry periods, cover crops can help retain soil moisture, providing a more stable growing environment for subsequent crops. Conversely, in wet conditions, cover crops can help improve drainage and prevent waterlogging. Timing of planting cover crops is a great idea, and great farmers and gardeners incorporate cover crops into all 4 seasons. So let's get into each season. Number 1, fall planting. Cool season cover crops are typically planted in late summer or early fall. These crops, such as rye, clover, and vetch, are well suited to the cooler temperatures and shorter days of fall. They grow quickly, establishing a dense cover before winter sets in. This ground cover is crucial for protecting the soil from erosion caused by wind and rain during the winter months. Additionally, fall planted cover crops can scavenge residual nutrients from the soil, preventing nutrient leaching and runoff. As they decompose in early spring, they release these nutrients back into the soil, providing a rich source of organic matter and fertility for the upcoming planting season. Number 2, spring planting. Warm season cover crops are planted in the spring after the danger of frost has passed. These crops, such as buckwheat, cowpeas, thrive in the warmer temperatures and longer daylight hours of late spring and summer. Spring planted cover crops grow rapidly, producing significant biomass that can be turned into the soil to enhance soil structure and fertility. They are particularly useful for preparing the soil for summer planting, improving the soil moisture retention, and suppressing early season weeds. Spring planting of cover crops is an excellent way to jumpstart soil health and productivity after the winter months. Summer planting. Some cover crops can be planted during the summer fallow period, providing ground cover and organic matter for the next planting season. This summer cover crops, such as millet, buckwheat, and sun hemp, are adapted to the heat and can thrive in hot conditions. They are often used in rotation with cash crops to fill the gap between harvest and the next planting. Summer cover crops can protect the soil from erosion, suppress weeds, and add organic matter when turned into the soil. They're especially beneficial in regions with long growing seasons, where maintaining soil health and productivity during the summer months is critical. Winter planting. In regions with mild winters, some cover crops can be planted in late fall and continue to grow throughout the winter. Examples include winter rye, winter wheat, and hairy vetch. These winter cover crops can survive frost and continue to provide soil protection, erosion control, and nutrient scavenging. They resume growth in early spring, offering an early season boost to soil fertility and structure. Winter planting of cover crops is a valuable strategy for maintaining soil health and productivity year-round. Timing considerations. The optimum timing for planting cover crops depends on several factors, including climate, crop rotation schedule, and specific goals for using cover crops. It's essential to select cover crops that are well suited to your region's growing conditions and to plan their planting and termination around your main crop cycles. Proper timing ensures that cover crops can establish quickly, provide maximum benefits, and integrate seamlessly into your overall farming and gardening system. In conclusion, cover crops are a powerful tool in sustainable agriculture and gardening. By improving soil health, reducing erosion, suppressing weeds, and enhancing biodiversity, they contribute to a more resilient and productive ecosystem. Incorporate cover crops into your gardening practices and you'll reap the benefits of a healthier soil and better yields. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more gardening tips and sustainable farming practices. Happy farming.